Welcome to the final Thursday game of the regular season, and a great matchup is in store at Fred Lane Field. The rivalry dates back to 2004 when Franklin Christian Academy first started, and the only two schools in Franklin that are currently in 8-man football collide for make this the 15th straight year. The Franklin Christian Academy Falcons go down the street to face off against the Franklin Classical School Knights in this week's Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Welcome to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, everybody. As I point to it on my shirt, it's the other one. Welcome to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and welcome inside the broadcast fence. I'm Spencer Thompson, joined by James Shannon in just a moment. Neither of these teams eligible for playoff contention. Both of them just playing for their seniors and playing for bragging rights at this point. But Classical very motivated to finish out the season, as is Franklin Christian with their last game for 2019. Of course, Daniel Holcomb, the big story, out for the rest of the season and the rest of the school year, out with a torn ACL and just ridden with many injuries. But the Falcons are going to try to push through and give it their all in the Battle of Franklin that they've won for 5 years straight. Meanwhile, for Classical School, all their players eligible. The poster, amazing, that was released earlier this week, and the stakes are high, the lights are on here at Fred Lane Field. So bringing my broadcast partner, James Shannon, for the actual Collinsworth slide-in, is repping the brand with the pink 8-man extreme shirt.
You got to move over a little bit. You got to get some more.
Adjust just a little bit there.
Here. I'm going off script.
Of course.
Boom.
You're always going off script.
Right
got to rep
there.
the brand. I'm just repping pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, James, we've seen both of these teams throughout the season against other opponents. Most of the games that we've done, they have lost against their opponents, and they've been tough losses. So how do you assess the Classical School Knights going into this game with their tough losses earlier in the season?
Well, I mean, like you said, this is a very special game, last game of the year, really for both teams. But for Classical, they're on their home field. Some of these guys will never play here again, and that's a tough feeling to have. I've had it before. It sucks. Yeah. It does. But that's more motivation for these guys to get out here and pick up the win. And to get the bragging rights that they'll be able to hold for their career. They can say, hey, guess what? Y'all beat us for 3 years. We got the win in the last year, so they can close out their career on a good note in terms of the Battle of Franklin.
In terms of Franklin Christian, they're out there starting quarterback. What's their key to getting the victory here tonight against the Knights?
Well, that's old news. What I'm noticing tonight is Jackson Lagnus, number 90. He's out. He was hurt against Ezel Harding, and that's a big blow for the Falcons. That's a big part of their offensive line. Has been.
Big freshman out.
Yeah, that's a big part of their offensive line and defensive line. Has been since the beginning of the year. So, that's a definite blow to them. But the energy you see on the field tonight, it doesn't show. So this is a good chance for them to come in, play spoiler, and for those seniors to close out their careers having never lost to Franklin Classical. That's something that not a lot of people can say, and so that's a very a big stand that they can take to close out their career.
The Battle of Franklin's occurring in just a few moments, and we got one other game that's already started because of Eastern Standard Time being an hour ahead of us between the Tennessee Heat and the Tennessee School for the Deaf in Knoxville. I don't believe we have any official scoring updates
not
on
yet.
that yet.
Working on getting updates for that one, and of course we're getting during the broadcast. We'll keep you updated, and of course post game we'll have the final score along with the final score for this game on our social media, which you should be following.
If you haven't followed our social media, how did you show up here in the first place? Going to be interesting. The Battle of Franklin is next. Classical hosting the Franklin Falcons. The Knights coming out on their final game of the regular season, their final football game of 2019 as one. Saturdays are for the boys. Not sure why they're hanging that flag when it's a Thursday, but I think we get the message that is being presented there by Ernie McKinnon. The Falcons won the toss and have elected to defer, so the Knights will receive it home for the Battle of Franklin. It's a nice chilly night here in Franklin. 52 degrees and clear at Fred Lane Field.
It's cold.
It's cold for you. It's decent for me. I got just a light jacket on. I'm doing all right.
Good for you.
Yeah, you're wearing the full face mask and hoodie under the pink shirt and going all for that.
You gotta stay warm.
Anything?
The boys gotta stay warm.
Yeah, the boys on the field have to stay warm. That's
exactly.
For sure. Yeah, it's an interesting. Not all of them doing the long sleeve stuff. Some of the Knights doing.
I was one of our last games up at Fort Bluff. Actually, both of our last games up at Fort Bluff in Dayton.
They've been chilly.
The national championship. Well, most of us, especially if you were riding the sidelines, you wore hoodies under your jerseys.
And away we go in the 2019 Battle of Franklin, and we will have a return. That's Clay Lott trying to get it up the middle. He's weaving through to about the 30-yard line, and we'll see that classical offense come on the field tonight to start off, and Joshua Sahlstrand leading the offense, and just a fantastic offensive scheme we've seen from the Knights throughout the season.
Well, Samuel Hubbard at quarterback has really had a completely different year than last year, and he struggled a bit throughout the meat of the season. But here down the stretch, he has been pretty good, actually. Had a couple missteps, but nothing he can't correct before next year.
First offensive play. To handoff left side. There goes Sahlstrand. The junior cuts through. Sahlstrand pushing through for the first down and make that about a 13-yard gain.
Well, Sahlstrand trying to get that edge and just couldn't quite find it. Good job by FCA to kind of close in on him and ball hawk the junior.
That's right. We had that wrong on our roster from one of the players. He is a junior, not a sophomore.
Well, they got a lot of juniors so far right now.
A lot of
they're going to be stacked next year.
A lot of great skill to look forward to next year's motion on the 1st and 10, just outside of midfield. Hand off again to Sahlstrand. It's a reversal, trying to get something going right side to Austin. Can't make the one-handed catch. Austin had a great chance there. And it's now 2nd down and 10.
Well, he laid out for that ball, but a good job by Classical. Initial play that they ran was a sweep, and then they were able to move off of that and go off of that and kind of try to adapt a new play, a little bit of a trick play there to kick off the Battle of Franklin. FCA, good job closing in on it.
And it almost looked like a Philly special attempt from Classical.
I don't know if Philly – no, not quite Philly special. I've seen that before.
2nd and 10. Sahlstrand again, left side. He's got maybe the first down and more. Penalty flags fly. Gain of 9 yards in the moment. We'll get our first penalty game from Derek Brookshire, the referee for the middle school championship game. And we'll get the call from Mr. Brookshire. Or at least we should.
Blocking back, 21 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Back up, G.
2nd down.
So repeat 2nd down on that one. Make that back from the spot of the foul, so 2nd and 14.
FCA tonight going with a little bit of a lighter setup. They've got a few big boys up front, but definitely some guys who can get around and move around. That's what they're going to need against this high-power Classical offense.
Scramble, left side toss, tipped up and could have been intercepted there if Jamison Beverly hadn't lost his footing.
Beverly sitting right in the right spot. Just couldn't come back. He needed to be about 2 yards further back. And at times, Hubbard does struggle at getting the ball away and getting some accurate passes. Once he gets in the flow of the game, though, especially the second half, he's good to go. You saw that against Swanee, rather. It was close against Swanee, but all of a sudden, he was able to kind of bust out and make it happen.
So on 3rd down and 14, Classical had a great first down on their first play, trying to get it going here. It's a handoff to Rorchi. Jonah Rorchi trying to cut to the outside to the 49-yard line. Not enough for the first down, but at midfield, pretty sure we'll see Classical go for it in the Battle of Franklin.
And a great hit by I believe it was Owen Carpenter. No, 18. That's going to be Asa Sheets, who has had a great season for the Falcons, coming in as a junior. And just a solid hit over the middle. Of course, Classical is not going to punt it here. Not on 4th and 4, 4th and 5. You got to take the shot.
Especially at midfield. Scramble, toss across the middle and incomplete, intended for Clay Lott. So make that a turnover on downs. We'll see the Falcons offense take the field.
That one on the money. Lott just couldn't haul it in, and that's huge for the Falcons. Classical's coming into this game with all the momentum. FCA coming in off a loss to Ezel Harding 2 weeks ago. And between Classical coming in with some wins, coming in at home, this was hyped up. They had all the momentum going into that first drive right there. And just 2 passes off, and FCA's defense holds.
And the Franklin Christian Falcons will have their first offensive play of the game. At the quarterback position is Zach Dooley. And toss over and incomplete.
Yeah, Josh Austin was having none of that screen pass. That was executed well, but Josh stayed home just long enough to read it. And, of course, the Knights have touted that defensive line, McKinnon, Austin, and Rorchi. Some impressive stats for them so far throughout the year.
Probably the statistician will pull those up in a little bit, i.e. James Shannon will probably look those up when he gets the chance. But 2nd and 10. It's a handoff left side. It's to Sheets. Asa Sheets trying to push through, and several Knights colliding with him just across midfield. 3rd down.
Good job again. This time for Classical rather. Swarming the ball. Able to shut it down.
Of course, Zach Dooley taking over the quarterback position, starting from their game against the Freedom Cowboys.
That defensive line, 40 hurries, 16.5 sacks, 89 tackles.
On 3rd and 9.
That's Rorchi, McKinnon, and Austin, so let's watch that tonight.
Dooley across, catch by Sheets. Can he get the first down? Trying to get to the outside. Solstrin hurls him out of bounds, and they will move the chains for a first down. Great move by Sheets.
I think that was Kimbrough. I think it was 16 Kimbrough with the catch. Good job to get to the outside on the out route, and Dooley was able to make the throw. Dooley has stepped in place of Holcomb, and especially with him only being a sophomore, him being able to make just easy throws like that for now as a sophomore, it's a good sign for FCA because he can get better over time.
Of course, Dooley, sophomore, starting from their homecoming game. Holcomb ridden with injuries, unfortunately, in his senior year, but cheering from the sidelines and trying to give his team the best they can. And we'll get another penalty call, likely a false start.
Classical's pointing at Franklin Christian. Let's see what we got.
We'll see what part of the story we haven't fully known. We'll get that from Brookshire.
Dead ball. False start. Number 5 offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's going to be the junior Davis Carpenter picking up the false start. And big atmosphere like this, you got to settle down. You got to get in a rhythm.
So make that a 1st and 15. And direct the quarterback keep by Dooley is not successful, brought down for a loss of 3.
McKinnon right there. He read the play the entire time and just swallowed him up. Nothing doing. McKinnon's had a great season so far since his return from a concussion. Sat out the first part of the year, and ever since he came back, he has definitely given a spark to this Knights defense.
And the Knights defense, they've been pretty solid throughout the games that they've played this year, especially at least for the first half of the games they've played. Their defense has been fairly solid. On 2nd and 10, big hit in the backfield. Dooley just couldn't prepare for that up by Josh Austin.
Well, and you saw Classical right now. They're not worried about FCA throwing the football. You saw them bring 6 into the box. Their recipe right now is pressure. They want to put so much pressure on the sophomore and make him make a bad decision, which he hasn't so far. He's just taking sacks. Again, this offensive line is going to struggle with Lagnus out.
You can see that that's already been struggling because they're on a 3rd down and almost 20.
It's tough. It's tough, but Christian's done a good job so far tonight. Just eat clock. That's a key part of what they need to do right now.
3rd down. Classical fan base enthusiastic. And over to Hasley. Andrew Hasley gets brought down by Austin. Just another big play, and the FCS bench is fired up after that one.
Well, an FCA at this point, you got to find something that works. Obviously, a drop back is not solving it right now. So I was about to say you just gotta punt it, but I mean literally, you just gotta punt it.
Well, we saw in the offensive drive for Classical.
Well, they're not punting it.
Yeah, Classical went for it when they were on the 50-yard line. So maybe Christian just following the suit.
No, they are punting it. I think they are punting it.
Here's Dooley and movement.
And missed the count.
Asa Sheets really looked really excited about that one.
He was ready to go.
Dead ball. False start. 18 white. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Yeah, he just misread the count a little bit. But they are going to punt it, Spencer.
So on 4th down, Dooley punts it away to the right, and that'll go out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Well, that's about the best you can hope for with a quick kick. I mean, not even Brady can kick it farther on a quick kick. We've seen him do it several times.
Which Brady are you referring to, James?
You know exactly which Brady I'm referring to.
Just want to make sure for some people who might not fully know which Brady you're talking about.
Yeah, you know exactly which Brady I'm talking about. That Brady. The Brady that might come to the Titans.
Oh, that Brady. That's right.
I've heard Brady, Newton, and Bridgewater. So, anyways, back right here to Fred Lane Field. Hey, we're still tied at 0, as you can see on the scoreboard at the bottom of the screen.
Second offensive drive for the Knights. And they fake the handoff to Salstrom again. It's up the middle, Clay Lott. Clay Lott pushing through for a gain of 9.
Little shovel pitch there on the play fake to Salstrom off the motion. Just chuck it right inside, let him run a little draw play. And a good gain there. Great way to start off the drive. Stay ahead of the chains.
Gain of 8 yards for 2nd and 2. Just Clay Lott, one of the big weapons, especially as a junior. Next year going into his senior year, he's going to be a huge force to reckon with for the Knights.
Well, Classical was able to pick up quite a few guys, and you look at the roster compared to FCA, noticeably lower outside of injuries.
Any penalty prediction on this one?
No.
No
Dead
prediction.
ball. Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
You aren't making as many predictions as you usually do, James.
I'm a little bit slow with making the predictions tonight. I'll pick up. Second half, I'll be on a roll. One of my many.
Yes, he does have many roles in more ways than one.
That's literally what I just said.
No, I just said you have many roles in more ways than one.
Uh-huh.
Here's 2nd down. Right side rush. Clay Lott again getting the first down a little bit more. Big run to about the 45-yard line in Falcons territory, and the Knights just push it through.
Well, and that's the thing about this Classical defense, or offense rather, in the run game. They're not going to gash you, but they're going to dink and dunk. A little chip away play here, a little chip away play there.
I wonder what the dink and dunk counter is for you on the season.
probably high. It's a good analogy.
The first and 10 in Falcons territory. Toss deep in the middle, intended for Clay Lott, intercepted.
Oh, he
Almost
dropped
picked off by Asa Sheets. It looked like he had it in his arms, just couldn't get the catch.
Just could not haul it in. But a great throw on the money from Sam Hubbard. Like I said, as he gets going in the game, he'll start to find his groove a little bit more here and there, and he'll hit the passes he needs to hit.
Sam Hubbard, the junior, he's been a fantastic weapon for the Knights going into the season, and just, and again, one of the many forces to reckon with going into next year because he's just a junior.
Like I said, they're stacked. They've got quite a few seniors on this roster, but a lot of juniors that they can add a few pieces, especially on their line because their whole line is seniors.
Here's 3rd down and 10. Sweep to the left. Salstrom trying to cut through. Staying on his feet, gets a good gain with that pull-around tackle, and that'll be about 4th down and 2.
Well, and a good job by Salstrom to hold on to the ball. You saw there the Falcons actively trying to rip the ball out of his hands. Great ball protection and security. That's what they need. That's what they have to have tonight. Cannot afford a fumble right now on a drive like this where you've got some momentum, you've got some push behind you.
So the down indicator says 3rd down and 4. Looked like it was 3rd down on the last play, but a rush on the left side, it's not going to matter because there is a flag. Not going to matter because it'll be a 1st down either way.
I wonder if Isaiah had a little bit to do with that.
So you could see him throwing the flag.
He was right there. He was a little
that.
verbally involved in that.
Just a little bit. Had a little bit of action there, but we'll get the call.
Personal foul. They hit out of bounds. Number 9, defense. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Austin Bramblett called on the penalty. The junior just getting that late hit, and now the Knights are in the red zone.
That's a big break for the Falcons, or for the Knights, rather. They could take a shot right here and put the pressure on the Falcons.
Either take a shot or just get another 10 yards to get it even close. But potential shot here is Clay Lott trying to get through the middle. Gain of maybe a yard on the play for 2nd and 9.
Good stop there by FCA. They're very, very determined to not give up that big run, and a little push into the middle of the line.
Make that
now, if you're classical, if you're classical, you want to be careful here. This is the area that you can take a shot if you're going to take a shot.
So now on 2nd down and 11, there's a shot taken there, but it's not an accurate shot. 3rd down.
Overthrow Salstrom just a little bit. But, yeah, this portion of the field right here, just inside the 20, you have enough room that you can run a post, you can run a flag, or you can just run a simple go and just a quick 3-step, air it out, give your guy time to get under it, or you can even go a jump ball. You got a lot of options right here in this portion of the field in terms of the passing game.
It's a toss-up. Toss-up of options that you were able to attempt here. 3rd down and 11. We've seen big moves from guys like Clay Lott, Salstrom, and, of course, Samuel Hubbard. Seen some big moves from them. Do they get one here? Toss, end zone incomplete. Intended for Jed Mangrum, and Sheets on the coverage. That's a big break for the Falcons on 4th down.
Well, it was a very accurate shot for Samuel Hubbard. He put the ball where only Mangrum could get it, and Mangrum had it in his hands. The old adage, you touch the ball, you catch it, and just couldn't haul it in there. But a good shot. You could see the growth of Hubbard, especially under Herrera so far this year. He's very laid-back coach, very relaxed, but he knows how to get the best out of his guys when he needs to against the teams that they can, that they know that they can beat.
And that's one of the great things we talked about with him pregame and when we interviewed him on Extreme Radio, as Hubbard scrambles, toss right side, incomplete. Again, Mangrum on the incompletion, but that was great coverage by Davis Carpenter to prevent the touchdown, and Falcons have a set of downs here.
Well, great job, too, by Hubbard improvising on that, knowing to step up in the pocket, but knowing where the line of scrimmage is where he could still take a shot. That's another big defensive stand by the Falcons this year so far tonight.
Of course, that defensive stand led under the coordination of Shaka Hill.
I was about to say, I mean, that's a huge part of it.
Shaka Hill, it always seems, even though they've got their star Jackson Lagnus, their star freshman lineman, one of the bigger players for him, even though he's out, they're still able to make big defensive moves. Let's see if their offense can get anything going. 1st and 10. Just run up the middle. Andy Reed gets a gain of a yard on the play, maybe 2.
I think if you're Franklin Christian right now, your bread and butter needs to be the shotgun with a full empty tray, just full spray, 2x2 formation. And just start gunning the ball down the field. Draw that defense back a little bit. I mean, if you look at it right now, they're I formation. They've got their guys on the outside, but, I mean, practically 8 guys in the box. They do not care about this FCA passing game right now.
It's a handoff. It's Reed again. He gets stuffed. Loss of a yard.
Josh Austin sitting at home there on the corner. And he's just going to keep racking up these tackles. I mean, he's sitting right there where he needs to be. And he's making them.
So you make that a 3rd down and 2. Ruled forward progress back at the original line of scrimmage, but the I formation Falcons trying to get something going as time is expiring in the 1st quarter. And left side, Dooley looks for the pass, incomplete. Pass intended for Adam Hubble. And FCA goes to another 4th down, and they're going to have to send the punt team out.
Want to get, you know what? Just go ahead, put FCS deep, make them do another drive. I mean, that's how you're gonna eat away at them.
90 seconds left to go in the 1st.
Not even trying with the quick kick on this one.
No, just deep kick there, almost blocked by Rorchi. And just a high-up kick that goes to about the 34-yard line. So now minute 17 for the Knights to work with in the 1st. We'll try to get you updates from the Tennessee Heat and Tennessee School for the Deaf game. I haven't gotten anything just yet, but we'll see if we
might have to be a final. It's kind of touch and go there in Knoxville, but
our seniors are working hard at the concession stand.
Of course, this is TSD's season finale. The Heat were their season finale last year. They're in Mount Juliet, so the Heat returning the favor.
Not the Heat season finale because they picked up a few games. 1st and 10. Toss on the right side. It was ruled at first a lateral, but then incomplete.
No, it's an incomplete pass. The pass went forward, but there Hubbard, he could have brought the ball down just a little bit more, and Lott would have been able to haul it in.
Shaves about 6 seconds off the clock as the Knights trying to get the first score of the game. That's a fake handoff. Sahlstrand manages to avoid several tackles, staying on his feet to the right side. Going to get past Sheets. He does. Cutting back again. Several Falcons avoiding to try and tackle him, pushing the pile. Almost a first down. Might move the chains, but a big play.
Wandier was able to reverse the field, kind of use the defenders' momentum against themselves. A great run, great pickup. Definitely puts the offense in a good position.
It's now about 3rd down and 2.
Again, you're sitting there about the 25-yard line. Hubbard's got an arm. He could take a shot.
20 seconds left in the 1st. They'll switch sides of the field if they don't score here. Handoff, Sahlstrand left side. Gets tripped up in the backfield. What a big play by Asa Sheets. That's got the Falcon bench fired up. And it looks like that's going to end the first quarter in the Battle of Franklin. No score yet here in Fred Lane Field. The Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, and Clarksville. Let's get Jets. The Allergy Center of Franklin. Visit allergyfranklin.com. And by Joe Graves with I Hate Buying Insurance. Visit IHateBuyingInsurance.com. Started the second quarter, no score here at Fred Lane Field. Falcons and the Knights for the Battle of Franklin. The only other team that's played an 8-man football that's been in Franklin was more towards the Leapers Fork area for the Grace Christian Academy Lions. And
Now in TSSAA.
having some struggling seasons.
Division II Single A. Actually, I think the Webb School just beat them a couple weeks ago.
They've had they've had several losing seasons. Looks like he thinks he has his mic on when it's thinks his mic is off when it's on.
A couple mic problems happened.
It happens. We have it occasionally from game to game. What we'll need eventually is to get one of those big boom mic things that just is a switch on and off, so you know where it is. First play of the second quarter. On a 4th and 15, deep toss by Hubbard in the middle, incomplete. Sheets could have tried to make the interception there, but looked like the pass was intended for Mangrum. Falcons take over.
3 and outs for the for the Knights rather, and at some point you have to start thinking about punts because I realize, okay, well, the 40-yard line isn't great field position, but you could put them back on the 5 and then take a chance at a safety. So you got to start thinking of creative ways to score, especially when you have 3 4 and outs.
Or put them back on the 20.
Exactly. At least push them back that far. Because at this point, with the punts that we've seen, they're only going to punt it about 20 yards.
And they're on the Falcons.
Kudos to the Falcons, though. I mean, 3 straight 4 and outs.
Falcons start out their offensive drive here on the 39. Again, the classical fans enthusiastic here for their last game of the season. Deep toss, right side, intended for Carpenter. Incomplete. Great coverage made there by Dominic Thyssen, the sophomore.
Well, right into the arms of Carpenter was where the ball was supposed to go. At the right split second, Thyssen just batted it down. He knew what he had to do. I mean, that was fantastic coverage. Just at the right time, just bat the ball down. And a good throw by Dooley. I mean, on the money, he knew where he had to put it. And he pretty much led Carpenter to the pass. Just a hair underthrown to the point where Thyssen could bat it down.
Thyssen, a sophomore, to make that big of a move. Against.
I mean, there was a lot going on right with that play right there.
Second down. Looks like they got an audible being called by Adams. And flags fly, likely a delay of game. Again, he thinks his microphone is on. There we go.
Dead ball. Delay of game. 11 offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
There we go. Figured it out. Figured it out just a little bit.
We'll get it worked out.
Yeah.
So the Falcons take the delay of game. That's huge.
Out back for 5 yards on 2nd and 15. And again, another audible.
Well, Coach Adams more than likely just wants to see how the Knights will line up.
They don't line up to get an immediate tackle on Carpenter. Gets a gain of about 4 yards back to the original line of scrimmage almost, and make that a 2nd down and 11. Third down and 11.
Falcons have a chance here to really take a shot. They've done what they've needed to do so far, and I believe, at this point the Knights could be up by a couple touchdowns. They they have the offensive firepower that they need. They just have not produced tonight so far. The defense has been great for both teams, obviously because it's 0-0 with 11 minutes left in the second, but offense has to step up for both sides.
3rd down and 9. Dooley, deep toss across the middle to Carpenter, incomplete, and a flag thrown for roughing the passer, it looks like. Dooley goes down hard. A big tackle by the defense.
So you predict roughing the passer.
I mean, with that kind of tackle and when the flag was thrown, it's almost obvious. Look at the call from Brookshire.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. 34 defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Roche called for the penalty there, and that's new life for the Falcons on their offensive drive.
That's a massive break for the Falcons, but that's a lot of hype from Roche. Moving in and taking the shot on Dooley. Every once in a while, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that that I'm 100% sure it happens, but I'm sure at some point you want to take a shot at that quarterback. Sacrifice the 15 yards, but take a shot at the quarterback and rattle him just a little bit.
Now 1st and 10 in Knights territory. Scramble. Dooley brought down by Clay Lott. How about that big defensive sack?
Well, just a little bit of miscommunication in the backfield, and you can see Dooley talking to Sheets. That was not the intended play.
And we've got our first replay of the game.
That was not the intended play. You saw it right there. It looks like we got a player down.
Got an injury as you see the replay here. Clay Lott just pulled him down from the back, and we will step aside for an injury timeout. It looks like we got a Franklin Christian player down. It looks like Cliff Simpkins will be back in a few moments. So 10:41 left to go in the second. Cliff Simpkins is taken to the sideline. He's being looked at by FCA's medical trainer. And clock winding down as here's Dooley, right side. He's looking for the option. Clay Lott brings him down as the ball is being tossed. Is that intentional grounding?
Made by 21, Clay Lott.
Talking with the side official to confirm.
I think Dooley almost wants a roughing the passer or a horse collar.
Yeah.
Because he was looking at the official too. No flags though.
They are having a discussion here. That's likely what they're looking for, is if it's a intentional grounding call, and
The ball did not get past the line. Here's the call.
There was an eligible receiver in the area.
So an eligible receiver in the area, so that's why it's not an intentional grounding, but good job by the officials to confer and figure it out before making the call.
NFL, take note. This is what you need to
do. They do that several times. It's just only in the crucial moments is when when people criticize them for it. You and I haven't talked about that Monday night game yet. That'll be a good discussion to have, but time called. Falcons, I believe, call their – not sure if the Falcons call the timeout or if we're looking at an equipment violation. Resume play, just an official's timeout.
Just checking on down and distance, more than likely.
10:01 left to go in the first.
Falcons have to take a shot here.
Deep on 3rd and 20. They do get a pass off here to Sheets. Going up the left side and forced out of bounds at about the 50. It's not enough for the first down. The Falcons will punt it away.
Well, and for FCA, just, get it to that portion of the field. Now you're going to get a punt, probably about 20 yards. So then the Knights will take over on their 30. And really, they want to take all the time. They want to, take all the time in the world, because you don't want FCA to get the ball back. They have to get the ball after halftime. And I know their offense hasn't done a whole lot, but you still don't want to risk that. If you score here, if the Knights can get the ball and score, they've got a little more wiggle room to work with.
So 4th and 15 is going to be they're in a formation. It looks like they're going for it, but likely see them punt it away on their own 49-yard line.
I think they go for it.
And a flag thrown. Now they're going to punt it away. We'll get the call.
What number?
Again, another case of thinking his microphone is off. You got to click there, and likely you'll hear it come on in just a moment. Yep, on there, and muted on our end, and time called. Yep, we'll just correct it there. But timeout called by Franklin Christian. The Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Tennessee Heat Athletics. Visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. Dr. Sterling Foster. Visit drsterlingfoster.com for all your digestive issues and chiropractic needs. Chuck Miner Homes. Visit chuckminerhomes.com for the best home deals in Middle Tennessee. And by Symmetry Financial Group's Daniel Hoffmeister. Safety for your family. .950 left to go in the second as the Falcons face a 4th down and 20. Probably we're going to see them punt it away on this, but they might go for it.
I think they go for it.
And Dooley's going to go for it. Deep toss right side intended for Hasley. Broken up. Great play by the Knights defense and great field advantage for them.
Well, and a great throw by Dooley and right on the money, but they were able to go 2-on-1 on the coverage and shut down Carpenter. Looked like Carpenter.
So now in Falcons territory on about the 44-yard line. The Knights trying to get the first score of the game. With 9:42 left to go in the second, they haven't adjusted the scoreboard. We've got time called. Is that a official's timeout for the placement of the ball? Just moving it back here. So they're the 45. Good catch by them.
I got to tell the boys to back up. They're getting a little antsy.
1st and 10. Hubbard scrambles, immediately met by the Falcons defense. How about Matthew Beecher to get that big tackle on there? And the question, of course, to the officials, Actually, not a question. They're not going to discuss. No intentional grounding.
No. Ed Beecher, a senior who's really come alive for the Falcons so far this year. Not the biggest guy, but he has put a lot of pressure on quarterbacks coming from that DN position. And, of course, Andy Reid, the sophomore, up the middle.
2nd and 10. Handed off. Ball is loose. The Falcons fall on it. Beecher has the ball.
Little miscommunication on the handoff, and Beecher was all over that.
Just an unfortunate mistake made by the Knights, and it's turned over. It's one of those moments where I probably should have gotten a replay on it, but was just too excited. Playing as a viewer there and not a broadcaster for a moment.
Spencer, come on.
It looks like it was going to be a direct snap over to Rorchi, and just some miscommunication. He bobbled the ball and let it loose.
Well, in FCA, that's a huge break for them. They got the ball right smack dab in the middle of the field. Now they only have to go half the field. This is the best field position they've had so far tonight in the game.
The question is, do the Falcons capitalize on it? We're about to find out.
I mean, look at this. There's not a Knight in a down position.
Quarterback sneak there. It may be a loss of a yard or back to the line again. 2nd down.
I understand the line for FCA has been struggling all night. But if you're the Falcons, like I said earlier, you got to go a 2x2, 1x3, 3x1, whatever. Spread out this defense and start taking some shots. You have to get that defense to back up a little bit and give. That's how you're going to get more space for Dooley. Right now, he doesn't have the space at times to make the throws. Occasionally, he can. He could take a shot. But when they put 8 up in the box on an I formation like on the last play or on this play right here, you're going to have one guy out wide, one guy at linebacker, and everyone else is going to be up in the box.
You got a flag.
Timeout. Franklin Christian.
Instead of a flag, just a timeout. So with about 8:38 left to go in the third, the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by International Fire Protection Incorporated. Life safety is our business.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to give it tonight? Nothing.
It's cold.
Grow, Live, Give. Visit growlivegive.com. Star Physical Therapy. Your health, our hands. Choose Star. And by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. Second and 11. Flag thrown. Clay Lott stopping the rush and forward progress called. That was we'll get the call in just a moment, but a rush by Adam Hubble. We'll get the call from Brookshire in just a moment. And talking with the side official just to confer and figure out what the call is. Not sure if that was on the defense or not. They might be a decline. We'll see.
Holding, 24 offense. That penalty will be declined. 3rd down.
Call by Adam Hubble, and it's heading to 4th down.
I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Sam Nestor down at Ole Miss, former Falcon and Knight, so he has seen both sides of this. Shout out to him, though.
He knows what the Battle of Franklin has in store, and more flags fly.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So they declined a penalty for the Falcons to force 4th down, but enforce a penalty to force it to still 4th down, but even more.
Well, Spencer, so far this has been a defensive showdown. I would say low scoring, but that would be an understatement. But there's a game happening tomorrow night that I don't think will be this way.
Ezel Harding, Lancaster Christian, we will be there.
First place in the South on the line, 8-0 versus 7-1. Can't hype it up enough.
Toss right side, Sheets gets maybe back to the line again. Excuse me, it was 3rd down on that last play, so now 4th down, and we'll see the Falcons probably punt it away here.
Looked like a little dose of a little serving of sauce on the coverage of that screenplay. Old saucy Josh Salstron, younger brother of Ben Salstron, former Knight, who rushed for 1,000 yards back in 2015.
We got to get more of these.
If we had been able to do the All-Star game that year, he would have been at the All-Star game.
We got to get more of the nicknames of the players and integrate those into the broadcast, because imagine 2018 if we had used Tiny Rowley on his nicknames there and the other guys. Would have been cool.
That was actually a really great punt.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
For the punts we've seen tonight and their punter struggling, that was a great punt. Knights have quite a ways to go. But they have 7 minutes to do it. They got plenty of time.
A lot of time on the clock and a lot of time for the Falcons defense to be worried about and try to get the stop here. On 1st down and 10, you see Shaka Hill giving the signals. Again, can't say enough about Shaka Hill and how great of a coach he's been for the Falcons, and part of the reason why they've been able to stay in the chase for the playoffs every year.
Had a great talk with him on the 2nd episode of Extreme Talk this year. You can find it on our YouTube channel.
Clay Lott goes up the middle, a gain of about 4 yards on the play for 2nd down and 6. Yeah, and it's defensive stops like that to be able to keep them to minimal yards to gain is why Shaka Hill has been such a great defensive coordinator. Make that 2nd and 7.
Yep.
Yeah,
no
huddle
they
in the
took the false start.
No huddle, they got him for that one. Move that back 5 yards.
Dead ball, encroachment, 21 lined up in the neutral zone. Offense, 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So that was Clay Lott called for that, and Clay Lott just asking a question.
That looked like old Sammy Hubbard was questioning that call. But of course, quarterbacks have to have a good relationship with the referee and communicate. You have to.
He's always kept cordial on the field, especially. And Austin, how about that toss to Clay Lott on the left side? Staying on his feet to the 38-yard line, and you better bet that's going to be on instant replay.
That was a very creative play. I will give them that. A quick throw over the middle. It was a hook and ladder. We've seen it before in the NFL, seen it in college. I've seen it maybe once or twice in high school. But a great job on the hook and ladder, pulling the defense in and then get your guy on the outside. And a great job by Aces Sheets to close in and save the touchdown.
How about a big rush for that to spark some life into the Knights offense with about 6.5 left to go. And the ball loose in the backfield, still loose, and Hubbard falls on it. That would have been costly to have a big play like that and turn it over immediately.
That would have been very ironic to have a big play like that and then fumble the ball away the next. That's now the 2nd or 3rd time they've struggled with ball security. Knights have to get that under control. They just had a great play, got a lot of big energy boost there. 6 minutes left in the first half. They've got to capitalize on this.
So under 6 minutes left to go, it's 2nd and 14. Knights trying to get it going, and movement.
False start.
Looks like we're going to get a false start here.
Dead ball, false start, number 34 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
It's a lot of false starts in the game.
Kind of jumpy. A lot of nerves in this game. A lot of guys.
Probably with how cold it's been, that might be part of it.
That's true.
5:40 left to go in the 2nd. The Knights call a timeout. TheKingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. We'll be back after this. Toss right side. Up the middle, and the Falcon defense stops him short of the first down. A big gain for the Knights. It would have been 1st and 10 if it had not been ridden by penalties and a fumble.
That's Josh Austin, just a big old target for Samuel Hubbard. If in doubt, throw it to the senior. I don't have a good follow up.
About 5 minutes left in the first half. Deep toss left side. The catch is made. The first score is classical. Touchdown for Jed Mangrum.
I think that could have been a false start. Let's look at this replay. It seemed like there was a jump. Hang on. That was a false start, Spencer.
Yeah, it was a false start there. Just
that whole line moved before the ball was snapped.
Close one.
That's a huge break for the Knights because that play should have been stopped.
Your favorite thing, James. Your favorite thing.
I love coming to Classical and doing a Classical game because I know I'm going to get some kicks. Mr. Genrath.
Genrath with the kick is up. It is good. In between the uprights, 7-0. The Knights strike first in the Battle of Franklin. We'll see how the Falcons respond. Onside kick attempt, and the Falcons immediately catch it.
Knights wanted that one.
Mm-hmm. Big move by Isaiah Kimbrough to make sure the Knights couldn't get to it. Now we'll see how the Falcons' offense responds to the first score of the game made by the Knights. And again, like you said, a lucky break for Classical.
Yeah, I'm not really sold on that call. Or non-call, rather.
And the good news is it's since this is the last week of the regular season, Ronnie Perkins will be looking at all the film from all the games, determine which officials he's sending to the playoffs for their performance. So they'll probably look at that call and see this game and put it to the point system. Or he could hear me saying this. The next thing you know, he calls me in a few seconds afterwards and says, "Why are you talking about me?" Catch across the middle. Big play by Andrew Hasley to the end zone. Falcons strike back.
That was the answer that FCA needed. Right across the middle. No flags on the field. And FCS caught napping. We got the replay. And you're going to see Dooley. Hasley's here far left. You're going to see him come right inside. Get lost in the shuffle. Wide open field. No one near him. He's gone.
The sophomore makes a big play for the Falcons.
Can we see that replay one more time? Real quick. What a play. What a play.
Just incredible.
Here's the two-point try. They could take the lead here.
And no field goal kickers for the Falcons, so a two-point conversion attempt to try and take the lead. Across the right, incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Isaiah Kimbrough. The Falcons do strike back, but they're down by 1 point in the Battle of Franklin. 4:47 left to go in the second, and
False start.
Yep, false start on the kickoff team.
Yeah. End up having another kickoff here.
Yep.
Great job though for the Falcons answering back. Their crowd, I mean, it's practically a home game for them as well.
A home game, regardless of whether it's here in Franklin or over in Jim Warren.
Literally right across the field is where they play.
Speaking of right across the field, here's that touchdown.
A lot of fans showing up, but a great job, great game plan by Coach Adams drawing that play up and just right across the middle, lost in the shuffle and the speed that Hasley brings. And then he's going to turn around and kick it away.
Unbelievable move. Kickoff from the 35-yard line, and another false start on the Falcons. Move it back another 5 yards. Looks like Austin Bramblett was questioning the call a little bit. But move it back to the 30-yard line for the kick.
That's tough. You got to get it set. You got to get set. And you can't pass the kicker until the ball's gone. But a shout out to our moral support, Mr. J.D. Young. Not a full-time on-air personality, but good
good website
good analyst. He handles the website and handles the merch. Does a great job, and also gives us a little analysis in game.
And picked up by Jed Mangrum. Weaving through that Falcon defense and gets down to about the 46-yard line.
Just a little too timid for me on that return. He could have really just, taken off and not have done so much east to west running on that play.
Could have turned on the Jets a little bit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He could have tried to at least, take a shot and get down the field. Instead, trying to make the play, make the move, and it just didn't work out for the young man.
So now Classical are going to try to respond, even though they are leading by 1. Try to get a response to Falcons' offensive score. And you can see the shaking here from the bleachers. Fans enthusiastic. Hubbard, deep toss right side for Austin. Tipped at the last second. Could have made the catch. Incredible move by Jamison Beverly to prevent the catch. Austin could have been gone if he had gotten that catch.
That is some incredible defensive coverage right there. Just the young man knowing exactly when to, we talked about the play by Dominic Thiessen. That was an incredible play as well.
It's really interesting to think about when you look at this game. Normally you don't like to do what-ifs for situations of playoff scenarios, but if Franklin Christian and Classical got the victory over Riverside, it'd be for a playoff spot. And thinking he has his mic on again, false start on the offense. And is he here? Yep, he's got it on. Yeah, we'll get it fixed eventually. But it's interesting, if both of these teams had just gotten the W over Riverside, which were very winnable games.
Well, even if Classical had gotten the win, this would be a playoff spot right here. That's how the cookie crumbles, though.
So now a second down and 15. Quick toss to Lott. Clay Lott drops the ball
it was dead.
It ruled down by contact.
Well, no, just an incomplete pass. Even if it's behind the line of scrimmage, if it's a forward pass, it's an incompletion. Now, if it's out on the field past the line of scrimmage, any backwards pass that's missed is a fumble. So yeah, it doesn't matter if it's behind the line of scrimmage. If
Perfect
it's a forward
angle for
pass,
us to make that call too.
Exactly.
The official got a perfect angle to make that call as well.
Good positioning by them tonight. This is a good crew. These guys have done a good job, except for the touchdown, in my opinion.
And Perkins may give us or give them some flack after that one. Hubbard is trying to push through. Bramblett immediately meeting him. Gain of about 4 yards on the play, and on third down, they don't make the conversion.
Well, Hubbard knew that he was going to have to adapt. As soon as those ends came crashing in, Beecher giving some pressure, and a good job by Bramblett to close in on him and bring the big guy. He's a big guy. He's a tall quarterback. Not a lot of meat on the bones, but he's a tall quarterback, and so he can get some momentum behind him if he can get going.
So now on about a 4th down and 10, we'll see the Knights go for it on their own 44-yard line. Instead of going for it, they opt to punt it away. That's Genrath.
You got to give Genrath some
nice
work.
Bounce to the 25-yard line, and Lott picks it up. Looks like it contacted a Falcon. Did Asa Sheets touch it? Did the Falcons get back possession?
I don't know that they did, Spencer, but tell me we got the replay.
I just captured it.
No, they're motioning it's Falcons ball.
Motioning it's Falcons ball.
Let's get the replay.
One of those games that could easily change the tempo of a game if it had been in
those plays
at FCS. Let's see. It looked like it may have tapped off of his toe, but you can't tell from that angle.
I doubt it. Falcons retain the ball though.
So instead of a big chance for the Knights, it's a
good punt by Genrath though. Sorry, good punt by Genrath.
Instead of a chance for the Knights to try and score, it's a 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
Pistol formation. We haven't seen this tonight.
About the 26-yard line. Falcons high snap, hand it off. So running up the middle.
What a run by Andy Reid there.
Andy Reid getting the big play.
Bringing some momentum behind him. If you're FCA, you could take a shot. Moth fly.
Had a moth just on our tablet over here with the rosters. Just stared him down, and then James shoot him off. Nobody cares about that. They care about that big run up the middle for a gain of a 1st down.
Looked like who was that? Looked like Andy Reid again, yeah.
Reid on the rush, and with 2.5 left to go, the Falcons, I believe they have 2 timeouts. They got to hurry up.
He got up limping a little bit. If you're FCA, you got to take a shot. You got to do something here on this drive. You get the ball after halftime.
1st and 10, new set of downs, up the middle, big suplex. Ernie McKinnon brings him down in the backfield.
Brock Lesnar would be so proud of that young man right now. Ernie McKinnon took him on a trip to Suplex City.
And there is a flag, though, so yeah, I believe they're going to call him for that. Again, he just doesn't have his thinks he has his microphone on at the moment, and he'll probably click it again. Or maybe he won't. He'll think he clicked it off already, so looks like a good sign there. But 2:12 left to go.
He caught himself just too late.
Yep.
Robbed us of a great call.
Yep. So,
yeah, you see the official right now talking to Ernie, saying, man, this isn't Friday Night SmackDown. You can't be pulling these kind of moves.
There was a penalty on the Falcons there. Was it a holding? I guess I just missed the motion because I was focusing on getting his mic up, but they moved it back.
I didn't see it either.
Somebody who was watching the stream, you could DVR this, go back and tell us what we missed. And time called on the field by the officials, and 2nd down. Just making sure.
If there was time called, they didn't stop the clock. About 10 seconds just ran off.
So 1:30 and winding down. There's a scramble. Backfield. It's not a safety. It's short of the goal line.
It's a big stop, though.
Big stop.
Mr. Clay Lott.
And time officially called on the field. I believe the The Knights call a timeout, minute 16, looking like they're trying to get the ball back here and punch another scoring before halftime if they have enough time.
Someone needs to tell FCA there was a time. Okay, now they know. Who knows?
116. Who knows what's in store for the final things? A huge toss on the right side, just overthrew his receiver, Hasley. Incomplete.
Hasley would have been gone, though.
He would have been gone if it had been on the money.
Big shot there on third down. On second down, rather.
He had the speed.
Or maybe. No, that was third down. So this is fourth down. You're going to see the Falcons punt the ball away. Knights will get the ball back. Without a return, they'll get the ball back with about a minute left. Now, he is in his end zone. So let's see if he can.
So it's punted away to about the 33-yard line.
Good job by Beecher just stopping it before it rolled in a little bit. Not the greatest punt, but it did put a little bit of pressure on the Knights. They've got about a minute left.
61 seconds to be exact. That's why they called that timeout earlier, give more time for Hubbard to try and get it in the end zone. Or they may run it to Clay a lot here.
If you're the Knights, you score here, you really take possession of this game. You put the pressure on the Falcons to come out of halftime and do something. But the Falcons' defense has been big all night.
Hubbard gave it to Sahlstrand.
No, it's direct snap.
This is direct snap to Sahlstrand and brought out of bounds by Bramblett, forcing him out there.
I don't think it was out of bounds, Spencer. Clock's still running.
Forced him to go towards the sideline, and forward progress called. It is 40 seconds and winding down. Time called. About 37 left on the board, and the FCS takes their last timeout. Coming up on the Star Physical Therapy halftime report, our analysis of the first half thus far we've seen from both teams, and maybe get a scoring update if we get it from Knoxville. It's all coming up on the Star Physical Therapy halftime report. So you got 37 seconds left. In classical offense, you've got weapons like Clay Lott and Sahlstrand and such. You go for some deep shots here, or maybe trust for a rush?
For sure. No, you start taking some shots. You got nothing to lose.
Who's your main target if you're Sam Hubbard in the pocket?
If you want to go deep, I think it's Lott or Sahlstrand. Actually, I'm going to say Sahlstrand. If you want to go mid-range, it's Lott. And if you want to, get a big catch, I think it's Austin.
Deep toss right side, incomplete, Austin. Speaking of which, right on cue.
I just have a talent, Spencer. I try to be modest, but I have a talent.
Ferrero trying to get something coordinated here with 33.9 to go. Can't believe it's already to that season where you could see your own breath halfway through October.
I'm here for it. I'm loving it.
It's going to be like that up on the mountain.
Wonderful time of the year.
It's going to be like that on the mountain. Deep toss across the middle. Intercepted by Asa Sheets. No target in the area. Sheets trying to go back with it. Gets down at about the 15-yard line and 22 seconds to go.
Sam Hubbard He's had a couple good throws tonight, but he struggled, and that's the pivot point of this offense.
Looked like it was intended for Clay Lott.
Well, it was overthrown. It was overthrown, I believe. Yeah, overthrown. Well, overthrown if he was going for Solstrom, underthrown if he was going for Lott. But right into the arms of Asa Sheets. I think FCA kneels it here, and you go into halftime and regroup.
Some of the Knights just jumping to try and
yeah, they're going to take it to halftime and regroup. It's 7-6. That's a heck of a first half.
What an amazing first half. The Battle of Franklin has always produced great matchups, and we have 24 minutes left to go for the game. Star Physical Therapy halftime report is coming up in just a few moments. You are watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week on 8-Man Extreme. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome into the Star Physical Therapy halftime report, everybody. I'm Spencer Thompson. That's James Shannon. 7-6. Yeah, you got cold. You got one of those ski masks as well during the broadcast. Try and keep yourself things. I might need to do that for the next game.
It was a very, very worthwhile investment.
I might need to make a purchase for that for the next game potentially, but
do it.
Who knows? But right now, about 8 minutes left to go for halftime. 7-6 the score, and it's been defense has been the score of the game. The Falcons have showed up on the defensive side. They're only down by an extra point because they don't have a kicker and they missed a 2-point conversion attempt. What is it for FCA they have to do to take the lead in this game and hold it?
Well, they got to start taking more shots down the field. The run game is not working out with Josh Austin, Ernie McKinnon, and Jonah Orchie. Clay Lott has been all over the place. The things they've been able to do in terms of the run game are very limited. They have to start taking shots because that's how they got their touchdown. They've been able to take some shots down the field. Now Classical's defense has showed up and batted some balls away, but they've been able to take shots, and they're missing a lot of their weapons so far tonight. A lot of guys that are out with injuries or grade issues, whatever. They're feeling the effects of that. But this defense has stepped up to, this is the most impressive defensive showing I've seen this season from a team that should not have performed like this on defense. Not the down FCA, but you look at it on paper and you say, oh, they're going to struggle. And they haven't struggled tonight. They really haven't.
They've allowed a combined almost 200-plus points through all the games throughout the season. For Classical, they're able to put up good points. They've been a team that's able to stand offensively, especially with their game against Lancaster a few weeks ago where they put up 14 in just the first half. What is it that the Classical has to do to hold it out and win the Battle of Franklin for the first time in 4 or 5 years?
Sam Hubbard's got to find that gear. He has to get in that gear because he's missing some throws he shouldn't miss. He's making some decisions he shouldn't be making. And the young man, at times, he looks like he could be leading his team to a playoff spot in a championship. And there's some times that you just scratch your head and go, what? But, all in all, it really, like I said, they've made mistakes. But this FCA defense has played so well, they've been able to capitalize on those mistakes, and that's what's hurting Classical more than anything else.
Well, about 6 minutes left to go before halftime. Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week continues in just a moment. start of the second half for the Battle of Franklin.
And I'm going to tell you something that you would not have thought I would be saying. In the fourth quarter, about 6 minutes left now, it's Vikings 72, Heat 60. That's right. TSD are all over the Heat. And partially because Mr. Lorenzo Curry. Okay, so now Heat just scored again. So now it's 72, 66, 68, somewhere in there. I mean, this is a score fest in Knoxville. There's more points scored in this game than Tennessee is going to score all year. I mean, and that's coming from someone who bleeds orange.
Isn't Butch Jones on the Alabama coaching staff now? Didn't I see something about that?
You can call him Butch Jones. Well, defensive showdown here, but there's a game that's not going to be a defensive showdown tomorrow night, Spencer.
Oh, yeah. The battle of
no, there's no battle. There's no nickname.
We haven't given
there's
a
no
nickname
nickname.
for it. We said we were going to because they're pretty close.
There's no nickname.
The
It's
battle
just a
of
big
24.
ball game.
Let's
It's
go
just
for it. Spencer Tom said James Shannon.
Lighthouse is on 24. Swanee's on 24.
Swanee's
South
way off
Haven's
the intersection.
kind of on 24.
Okay, Swanee is way off of 24.
They are not way off 24. Like 10 minutes. Do you even Swanee, dude, bro?
Spencer Tom said James Shannon, proud to bring you the Battle of Franklin.
Having fun here at Fred Lane Field. Falcons need something here. They had a big stand before the half.
Good choice by them to defer the choice. And here's a direct snap. Zach Dooley, left side. Goes out of bounds.
And into the stands
A little bit into the
to
stands.
hype up his fans.
Try to get them all hyped up. But reach now stopped with 11:44 left to go.
72 to 66 right now.
Yeah, it's been one of those. It's been
Vikings
one of those
and
very
Heat.
close defensive games. You know, it's 7 to 6. Think if FCA had a field goal kicker, that we'd be tied right now.
We would, but and they might have had a kicker, and it just got hurt.
2nd and 14. Here's Dooley again, loses the football, and Classical falls on it.
Struggling with those snaps, and Dooley might have pulled his groin there. I mean, that was.
Did they turn it over? Actually,
I think they did, and Dooley did the splits.
Oh,
He
at least he's able to get back up.
He at least pulled it.
Now we're waiting for the signal.
Well, he's back up.
That's Classical
And
got the ball.
being helped to the sidelines. They struggled on the snap on the first play, and they were able to adapt. Just couldn't recover there. And Dooley trying to get the ball. Right there, foot got caught. Oh, man, yeah, he pulled it.
Looked like Rorschach or McKinnon got on it quick.
He pulled it. 3:53 to go in the game in Knoxville against the Vikings and the Heat.
The fact that game, the Vikings look like they're going to get another W on their season.
That would be a huge win and a big downside for the Heat.
Sahlstrom, left side. It's tripped up by Falcons and gain of about 6 yards on the play.
Boy, Bramblett was having none of that. He hit Bramblett and stopped.
And a big defensive play on that last one. Again, you know, that's part of where weather does come into the conditions is when you take snaps like that, your hands can get really frozen and trying to control the ball gets difficult.
On that run, he looked like me going up to a vegan bar. I mean, there was no continuing.
Why would you even go up to a vegan bar?
Because I didn't know it was a vegan bar.
You make the realization. Here's Clay Lott weaving through the Falcon defense.
That was a nice
How
move.
long is it going to take for them to bring him down? Clay Lott staying on his feet for the first down to the 19-yard line.
It was a big run and a great job for Lott moving in and out of the defenders. Able to make it
Give
happen.
the Knights a first down.
Didn't get out of bounds before his forward progress was called, so about 10 and a half. We'll have to go in the third. First and 10. Hubbard across the middle. Catches it complete, intended for Austin.
Austin struggled tonight. He's had a couple catches, but like you said, the cold setting in, these guys not used to it, and just making, a lot of guys wearing the gloves, but those gloves aren't necessarily the warmest thing in the world.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier in the game that you want to get it to Josh Austin, you want to give him some opportunities, and they've given him plenty with targets. It's just that he's not able to get the catch secured. Now 2nd and 10. Faked a lot over to Sahlstrom, left side. He's being chased down by that Falcon defense. Sheets the first one to contact with him, and the tackle made by Beecher.
How about an update from Knoxville, Spencer? TSD had the ball. It was 3rd and 12. Heat call a timeout. Now it's 4th and 7. 3:33 to go. Vikings still lead the Heat. 72-66. Vikings trying to burn the clock out and close it out. But 4th down, if they turn it over, the Heat could take a shot at tying it up.
Big motivational win for the Vikings.
Could be
going into
overtime.
next season. We might see the first overtime game of the year. Hubbard up the middle, toss, flags thrown. It is a touchdown.
I think we're going to get a roughing the passer here, and I think the touchdown will stand.
It's a touchdown for Jed Mangrum, so we'll get the call from the defense.
Hey, what we got?
Just waiting for the call.
Hold on, what you got?
We'll see if we can piece it.
Okay. What pass interference defense?
Oh.
Touchdown?
Pass interference on the defense.
All right.
So the
Hey, you want this on the kickoff or on the try?
see if we'll turn it down just a little bit. And, yep, thinking his microphone is on pass interference. And
Pass interference. Defense. Result of play is a touchdown. The 15-yard penalty be put on the kickoff.
he saw you waving.
There you go. All right, that's
Got it
big.
fixed.
That's big for the Knights. Great throw by Hubbard right over the middle. Looked like the defense for the Falcons got a little confused. Do we have a replay of the touchdown?
I didn't catch it because we're waiting on the penalty to get that figured out. But it was a great toss in traffic.
There we go. Snap, set, kick. Good.
Taking over my play-by-play duties.
Listen,
I appreciate
it's
that.
fun to call kicks. Hey,
it's your favorite thing.
Vikings have taken a timeout, so the Heat have the ball on their own 35. 3:25 to go, down 72-66.
The Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, and Clarksville. Let's get Jets. The Allergy Center of Franklin. Visit allergyfranklin.com. And by Joe Graves with I Hate Buying Insurance. Visit IHateBuyingInsurance.com. Just got the kickoff there, a little squib kick, and the Falcons recover it. We'll see how they respond, being down 14-6.
We were looking at our update from Knoxville. Carter Sutton pass was complete from there, from the Heat 35 to the 3-yard line. Sutton took it up the middle. Game tied at 72. Pending the 2-point conversion, Heat could take the lead, and there was about 2.5 minutes to go in that ball game.
Let's make that 9:19 left to go in the third here at Fred Lane Field.
So 70. Okay, 2-point is good. So it's 74-72, Spencer. That's 146 points.
Not the large. Not the.
The
is
record.
that
The
largest
record is 148.
score? No, almost there.
So 2 point. Hey, how about the Heat's offense?
Oh yeah,
Just scoring. All I do is score, 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 no matter what.
got nothing on my mind. I can never get it.
Great bounce back for the Vikings, though, coming off a big loss to Florida last week.
So here's 1st and 10. Falcons trying to respond, down by 8. There's a handoff up the middle. Didn't see who they handed it off to, but a gain of about 3-4 yards on the play.
Notice Dooley's still out
Stop made by number 2.
after a possible pull. It looks like Sheets was on the carry.
You can see you can see from here the Franklin Christian Academy Falcons, all their fans wrapped up in blankets. Everybody suiting up. There's some people here for FCS too, all
It's
from
cold,
jackets, everything.
Spencer. We're not all cold-hearted like you.
It's nice 47 degrees here at Fred.
I mean,
Lane
I
Field.
love the cold, and I'm here for it because you can bundle up.
Hey, if you love the cold, I'll tell you about it in a second. Run up the middle. Looks like it was to Andy
He just
Reid.
would not stop.
Andy Reid. I can't stop. Gain of about 2 yards for third
You
down and
can't
4.
stop me.
If you like the cold, come to the 2019 Chick-fil-A Extreme All-Star Game up on the mountain.
be a little
in
chilly.
Dayton. It's always cold whenever we go up there to the mountain because cold air rises.
Do you even science, bro?
Yeah, cold air rises. Warm air.
Hot air rises.
I knew someone would call me out on that.
All right. So the Vikings, 2 minutes, 59 seconds. They have their ball on their 37 to start the drive.
Dooley. Quick toss. That's Hubble trying to stay in bounds to the 50. Down to about the 49-yard line. Clock continues to run, and a big first down for Franklin Christian.
Hubble showing up right there when Falcons needed a boost. And here comes Dooley. Dooley back in the game after Carpenter was taking care of offense for a little bit.
Dooley was in the game on that last play. He made the
Was
toss.
he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dooley's back, been back in. 1st and 10 on the 40. Falcons trying to get it going. Pitch in the backfield. No one's there. Flag down, though. The Knights recover it. Great move by Jonah Rorchi, but we have a flag.
By number 34, Jonah Rorchi. But there's a flag on the play.
We'll get the call from Derek Brookshire in a moment, but I want to say this is on the defense. We may be talking to Classical's coach. It looks like they're going to move it over, so the penalty is on Franklin Christian.
Hogan, 21 offense. That penalty is declined. First down.
So Classical keeps the ball, and we do have the replay on that.
That's a big break for the Knights.
Just a miscommunication by the Falcons offense.
You're going to see he thought it was a handoff. Instead, it was a pitch. Thought it was a pitch to the right.
And Jonah Rorchi quick to get the ball there. Great defensive move. Right side, Claylott weaving through. Gain of about 8 yards on the play for 2nd and 2.
For the Falcons, your defense has to step up right now. You've given up a touchdown since halftime. All right, Vikings had a 3rd and 8, but they were able to scramble Jerry Williams for the first down. TSD staying in the game.
Keeping it interesting.
Down by 2. Potential walk-off touchdown situation in Knoxville.
Or they could get a safety. Very unlikely.
Well, they've
but
got
they
the
could
ball
get
on the drive.
Handoff, Salstrom, left side. Salstrom being wrapped up. Big play by Bramblett, not letting him go any farther than the 18-yard line.
If anything, this Falcons defense, they're sure tacklers. They are dead on about bringing the ball carrier down and doing their job. And again, credit where credit is due. Shaka Hill. Minute 31 remaining in the game. It's second down in Knoxville. We're getting play-by-play, literally play-by-play updates. Shout out to Mr. Jeremy Corley from the Heat.
Also, shout out to we had a member of the chain crew come up to us, mentioned his mother is in the hospital watching this game. We didn't catch her name, maybe Mary
Big
or
shout,
something like that.
Well, big shout out to Miss Mangrum.
Oh, play lot just in between the hands, incomplete. But big shout out to
you're right.
Mrs. Mangrum.
Big shout out, Miss Mangrum. Sorry about the having issues with the stream, but we do appreciate and we're very thankful for you wanting to watch our broadcast.
Thankful for all 14 of you, including Mrs. Corley.
TSD, 23-yard run by either Curry or Williams. Ball's at the 16 of the Heat.
Now second down and 10. Hubbard across the middle. Austin gets his first catch of the game, and how about a touchdown on his last game as a senior for the Knights?
And this could be the nail in the coffin for the Falcons.
And we got the replay for you on Austin's first catch of the game, and it's a beauty.
Lined up right there on the left side, little out route. Boom. I think he was on the left side. Hit that replay one more time. I thought he was on the left side.
Probably have to recycle it. There we go.
Nope, right side. No, left side. Yep.
Left.
Tied on the left.
Well,
and here we go. Can I call it? Can I call it?
I mean, I can't stop you from
Hubbard
it anyway.
Hubbard to hold. Jinrath to kick. Snap, set, kick. Good.
You're trying to go audition for radio play-by-play. I think those days are of old. But
hey, Vikings had a touchdown called back though. Still 74-72 Heat.
The Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Tennessee Heat Athletics. Visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. Dr. Sterling Foster. Visit drsterlingfoster.com for all your digestive issues and chiropractic needs. Chuck Miner Homes. Visit chuckminerhomes.com for the best home deals in Middle Tennessee. And by Symmetry Financial Group's Daniel Hoffmeister. Safety for your family. Kickoff for the Knights and fallen on by Andy Reid. Just to let you go ahead, James.
That's going to be some great field position for the Falcons. They need something here. 555s on the scoreboard.
So about 5:55 left to go in the third. For those of you who may not remember from last year, my former broadcast partner who's on the sideline right now for FCS, Isaiah Austin. He last year we made a friendly wager of if FCS lost last year in the Battle of Franklin, he had to wear an FCA jersey and cap, and vice versa for me if FCS had won the game last year. And of course, I ended up winning it. We had that photo on our social media.
It was
wearing
beautiful.
That jersey. It was glorious. So now we made a friendly wager before the game because he was thinking about it for weeks and weeks, and James came up with the idea that I don't know why I'm mentioning this in as cold of weather it is now, but to clarify for you all, if Classical ends up winning this game, I have to jump into the river in Dayton at Fort Bluff Camp, which I don't know if they'll even let me do, but flag thrown, gain of maybe a yard on the play. We'll get the call in just a moment after the 2nd and 15. We'll get the call from Derek Brookshire, again, the referee for the middle school championship for MTAC this season. And crew, other than that false start earlier, has had a pretty solid officiating game. And waiting on the call, just making sure this official is the right scenario, and we get the call.
Illegal formation. Offense, 4 men in the backfield. That penalty is declined. Third down.
It looked like it was interesting for the 4 men in the backfield, but for the Falcons, that's just another. Lucky that they had it declined as it goes to third down. I guess the Knights didn't want to give them another down.
Spencer, you want a final?
Of course.
With 20 seconds left, Brandon Goolsby with the interception of Jerry Williams, and it's final in Knoxville. Heat 74, Vikings 72.
Incredible finish to the game.
Now I want to see what the final would be in a basketball game.
And just a shove down that's going to be a roughing the passer, but the question is, was that intentional grounding because it just spiked it at the end?
No.
We'll get the call. We're waiting on the call from Brookshire, just talking with the officials. There might be 2 flags here. It might be offsetting because it looked like there wasn't a receiver in the area, and he purposely tossed it and didn't make it past the line of scrimmage. We'll get the call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense. Block below the waist. Offense. Them penalties were offset. Repeat third down.
Ooh, so there were offsetting penalties there, just nothing with the intentional grounding. That is very interesting on that, but replay fourth down, just a lucky break. Here's third down and 6. Dooley looking for the option. Gives it over to his man, Hasley. Hasley trying to weave through the defense, being chased down by McKinnon. Cuts back to the left. How about Hasley to stay on his feet and get the first down to make something out of nothing?
What a play. And a spin move on the backside. He put somebody on the spin cycle.
Incredible move by Hasley. And
tell me we got the replay.
No. Hasley, as a sophomore, to make a move like that and be as big, he's got 2 more years with FCA, a force to be reckoned with. I know I've said that a lot tonight, but there are a lot of players who are really forces to be reckoned with going forward. Under 4 minutes left to go in the third.
What an incredible game from Knoxville. Big win for the Heat. Congrats.
It's situations like this where James usually says, we'll get that in a moment, but it's usually situations like this. James mentions this is a do-or-die situation.
Dead ball. Delay a game. 11 offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Back 5 yards.
It's a killer penalty right there, Spencer.
But you mentioned on several occasions where it's situations like these where this is a must touchdown for them. Is this a must touchdown for the Falcons?
A must touch what?
They have to score on this drive to stay in it.
Must score situation. They're looking for Carpenter and overshot him.
So 3:28 and back to 1st and 15. But in this situation, you're down by looks like about 15.
Hang on, keep going with your question.
You're down about 15. You got 3:28 left in the third, and another score could be costly. Is this a must-score situation for the Falcons?
Yeah, because they're losing. They're in a football game. Of course it is.
I'm just going off of what you've said in the past.
And that penalty, that delay of game hurts them. It really does.
I'm just going off of what you've said in the past of this is a must-score.
It is a must-score situation.
There you go. And Clay Lott can't get the tackle, chasing McKinnon chasing down. Dooley trying to stay in bounds. Loses the football, dude. The Knights get it.
Dooley got it back.
Dooley gets the possession back, it almost looked like.
In passing, able to bat the ball away, and Dooley, just a lack of ball protection.
So it'll be third down after the amount of penalties that have forced back to second down. And now on about third down and 13. There's a lob in the backfield. How about that option almost an interception by Sahlstrom. He is not going to rest easy tonight after that.
On the other hand, great basketball shot by FCA. Made the 3-point.
Asa Sheets with Asa Sheets with the toss.
Buckets from downtown. They were just playing basketball. Had to give them a basket.
They're getting
there you
confused here.
4th down FCA. That was a creative play call, by the way. Very creative. I like it. This is huge.
So now on 4th down, Falcons facing a 13 yards to gain. Dooley looking for an option. Toss up to the left, in between the hands of Davis Carpenter.
Oh, boy, he almost had him. A lot of sportsmanship there on the backside of the play. Knights take over. They can really bury this one right here.
Possible that I might have to jump in the lake at Fort Bluff.
It's looking like it.
On the mountain in November, mid-November.
Looking like it, Spencer.
Oh, man. Talk about hypothermia.
Take a hot shower.
Talk about potential hypothermia, yeah.
Hush with the hypothermia.
It's a serious thing.
You can tell who grew up in the city.
Yeah, I did.
I know you did.
And?
I know you did.
You could still get hypothermia from that.
Well,
it doesn't mean I will.
Spencer, low-scoring game tonight, potential high-scoring game tomorrow. Where can you get a recap of all these games?
Extreme Radio on Sundays as Sahlstrom, left side. Sahlstrom staying on his feet. Beecher gets the tackle on about the 42-yard line.
All right, let's try this again, Spencer.
I had to call a play.
Low-scoring game here. High-scoring game tomorrow night with a bunch of games, incredible scores. Where can we get a recap of it?
Sundays at 4 p.m. Extreme Radio, right here on the YouTube channel.
So melodramatic.
Of course. Yeah, because people know when you're going to the segues for the self-promotions.
No problem. There's no problem with the self-promotion.
It's called shameless self-promotions.
Shameless self-plug.
1st down and 10 in Falcons territory. Goes up the middle. Falcons defense immediately meets, looks like Clay Lott.
That's one thing that the Falcons have been able to do tonight. There's been zero running on the middle of that line.
Got good defense at the offensive defensive impasse, but on the outsides and with the passes, it's been a different story. And again, this was a 7-6 game at halftime. It's just 2 scores have occurred for Classical here in the 3rd quarter. Falcons got plenty of time to try and make it back here. It's a handoff up the middle. It's Jonah Rorchi.
And that is a solid tackle by Beecher.
And gain to make it a 3rd down and 7.
Under a minute.
Clock continuing to wind down for about 50 seconds left.
Well, last year's score was 22-8. Was it 22-8, 26-8, maybe 26-8. Looks like we might have a low-scoring one here. Of course, FCA has won the last 5 matchups.
Won the last 5 and trying to get number 6.
Go ahead, gang. 10 offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
10 seconds is up here, right?
10.
So moving it back about 5 yards for 3rd down and 15. You know, one of the big defensive plays that probably should happen here, fumble recovery or an interception.
So, yeah, I think there was a little jump there.
Pass right side, catch is made by Sahlstrom, cuts back in, staying on his feet. A little bit of a spin, finally stopped out of bounds with about 11 seconds.
Can we get the replay?
Yes, got the replay on that. We'll see if there was
I think there was a jump here.
Doesn't look like it.
Do it one more time.
See if we got anything on there, but I think it was fair.
No, wait. Okay, watch the ball. You can clearly see the ball. Nah.
Yeah,
that was close.
I think that's the one time your prediction is off on that, but I think you're just looking for false starts.
No, I'm genuinely. I mean, I have a great shot of the ball. Keeping an eye on it.
8 seconds left. Clay Lott takes a direct snap right side. It's going to be the final play of the third quarter, and stay on the feet, forward progress called. After 3 quarters, it's 21-6. The Knights trying to bury it here at Fred Lane Field. The Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by International Fire Protection Incorporated. Life safety is our business. Grow, Live, Give. Visit growlivegive.com. Star Physical Therapy. Your health, our hands. Choose Star. And by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. Final 12 minutes of the game starting here at Fred Lane Fields. A deep toss left side, batted at the last second. A big defensive move made by Jamison Beverly to keep the catch from being made.
And it was a jump ball, and they knew it, but underthrown. And if you're the receiver, you can't really.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 80 defense, half distance to the goal, automatic first down.
So a big call for Classical as they move it up 15 yards.
Beecher's been all over, but, if you're the receiver, you really cannot come back for the ball because you risk a pass interference penalty. That would have negated the roughing the passer.
Beecher called for the penalty, and chance for the Falcons to make a stop here, but chance for the Knights to put it away. And toss across the middle. The catch is made by Austin. Cuts inside. Is he into the goal line? Touchdown, Knights!
Great pass over the middle, and I told you he's got to start hitting his man Austin. Just little chunk plays over the middle, and a special senior night for Josh Austin.
2 touchdowns on the night, and pushing through to get to the goal line. Amazing play.
I might go for 2 here.
They got enough of a lead. They might as well. They're leading.
No,
by
it's
21.
extra point. I was looking for Genrath on the sidelines. I didn't see him.
Trying to keep it at a even game by 7s.
Might as well.
And it's a direct snap. You were right. 2-point conversion attempt to Austin. He makes the catch. It's good.
Wow. Direct
Brilliant.
snap to Genrath.
It looked like it was, yeah. Genrath.
Tell me we got the replay.
I'll see if we can catch the last side of it.
Yep, got it.
So direct snap to Genrath, yeah. Got his hands out.
That's what the huddle was about. They were getting the timing down.
And a 29-6 score here in Franklin. Big touchdown for the Knights to try and put this game away. The Falcons have 11:44 to make it back, down by 21. It is a 3-possession game at minimum. And it'll be a deep return for Hasley. We've seen what skill he has before, but staying on his feet, almost tripped up. Spinning out a tackle, still staying on his feet. Hasley finally brought down about the 28-yard line.
Number 23, Paul Michael.
So now 11:29 left in the Falcons offense, trying to get something going. You know, it's unfortunate for the Falcons. They lost their starting quarterback to injuries and such, but this is a very huge testament of the team to see how their backup quarterback is going to fare, especially in clutch situations.
Well, for the Falcons, you lose 1, 2, 3, 4 seniors off this team. So a very young football team that can come back. And one of the seniors is Holcomb, so you were going to lose him anyways.
Run up the middle, stop for forward progress, and back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, Falcons, if you're both teams, but if you're the Falcons and, you know, Coach Adams, Coach Hill, a lot of class, but you have to be careful in a situation like this, a rivalry game. You're getting beat already by 3 scores. Keep your composure, keep your cool, be professional.
In this case, keep your warm because of how cool it is.
Oh,
outside.
come on.
I'm not even a father, and I could make a dad joke like that.
Chill out.
I'm already chilled out. You need to warm up.
You sound
at
like
some
a daggum teenager.
Good. Second down and 8. Deep toss left side intended for Mangrum. Makes the catch. Staying on his feet with the interception. Going back and loses the ball. Goes out of bounds at about the 29-yard line.
Pass intended for Hasley, rather.
Hasley intended with the pass, and the Knights are going to try to put it away here with another score.
Just underthrown by Dooley. And they had Hasley had a lead on him, had the distance on him. And Mangrum able to come back to the ball.
And Noah Shoa forcing the ball to pop out there. And with 10:31 left to go in the game, another Knights score here, and game's officially over. So Clay Lott brought down way back in the backfield. That's between Beecher and Reed, keeping him behind the 40-yard line.
Give a special shout out to everyone watching tonight. Whether you are an ex-player or maybe a family member, maybe someone just wanting to watch a good football game on a Thursday night. You got one here.
And false start.
Dead ball. False start. 34 offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Jonah Rorchi making the mistake there, and about
Got a little hyped up there, Spence.
Yep.
A little hyped up on senior night. Well, not senior night, but technically senior night.
Yeah, what you think should be senior night, as it's over to Clay Lott, right side. Clay Lott turning on the Jets. Is he going to get past the last tackle? Weaves through, staying on his feet with a spin move, getting to about the 10-yard line or just short of it, and the Knights are in the red zone.
Big run by Classical. They're putting the pedal to the metal here at the end.
One more touchdown, and the game officially over. I'm going to have to jump into the river. Or the lake, river, whatever it is.
It's a lake.
It's a lake.
There's no river on top of a mountain.
There can be. A river starts at the top of a mountain and flows down. Or is that a waterfall?
That's a waterfall. A river is continuous.
Hey, I mean, there could be a continuous river on a
You're
mountain.
in this private school education.
What's wrong with that? Salstrom, left side, to about the 11-yard line. About a second down and 6. And you look at how both teams' schedules have been. It's the last game of the season, of course, but they had a really tough schedule throughout. I mean, Franklin Christian, they played tough teams down the stretch. They played 5 games that they played in a row. Technically, they played 7 games in a row. They had a little bit of an easier route. Of course, they played the playoff team Bowling Green, and they 6 because of the forfeit with St. Andrew Swanee. But they played Christian Community, Riverside, Lancaster, Freedom, and Ezel Harding all in a 5-week stretch. That's tough.
It was brutal.
And for Classical, they had a little bit of a break, but they played CCS and Lancaster back-to-back, and they played Riverside and Ezel back-to-back earlier in the season, too, before they could fully get the Jets going.
Good ball. False offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Another false start as they're trying to wind it down here. But for Classical, they also had those tough stretches. It wasn't 4 games in a row tough like Franklin Christian, but they had 2 sets of 2 games back-to-back against really tough opponents and playoff teams.
Yeah, it's a real backbreaker when you go through it, and especially the way that the injury bugs hit FCA, and then Classical just trying to find their stride.
Toss left. Do they find their stride in Austin? Incomplete.
Of course, they kicked off the season with a big win against Bowling, or a big comeback win against Bowling Green. But after that, it was almost like that took a lot of their energy out. Because then you saw their, the next stretch. And also, Hubbard struggled. So you hit the next stretch, and you got Riverside, who's in the playoffs, Ezel, who's in the playoffs.
Christian Community, who's in the playoffs, was on that schedule too.
Right, and then a big win over the Heat, but then Lancaster. They've played some tough teams, even outside of their division.
Scramble to the right by Hubbard, incomplete. No intentional grounding.
I would be interested to see what a game between Classical and South Haven would look like.
Oh.
That would be a good matchup.
That would have been great.
So number 9, David Jinrat's going to come out.
We'll get.
Here we go.
7:35. They're going to try a field goal for distance. Your favorite thing.
This is looks like a 30-yard attempt. Maybe a 33-yard attempt. Let's see if we can get it. Snap, set, kick. Oh, doesn't have the distance. He can return it.
And it can be returned. Left side. Here goes Asa Sheets. Can he stay in bounds? He'll avoid Hubbard staying on his feet, going to about the 44-yard line. Brought out of bounds by
the Falcons all get the ball up at the 43. Got to give the young man a shot. Got to give him a shot at the field goal, but just the spot was off. Hubbard, the snap was behind him. He had to bring it around. That just threw the timing and everything off. Little momentum boost there for the Falcons. They get a chance to take a shot down the field.
Speaking of someone we need to get a shot of, Coach Steve Adams, going into his 3rd season this year, he was 9-10 overall from last season. As James will get a quick shot of him in just a moment. We'll go over that in a little bit. 7:16 left to go with Coach Adams. He's 3-5 in this season, so that makes him at 12-15. And with a loss today, it'd be 12-16. So scramble by Dooley. Dooley staying on his feet, but out of bounds at the 34-yard line. But Coach Adams at 3-5 this season, likely will go 3-6 after.
He's a hard man to find.
He's somewhere on the side. There he is. He's on the edge of the sideline. Going there he is. Coach Adams 3-5. With old
Casey Jorgensen.
Yep. So 12-15 will be Adams' record at. Going into today, it'd be 12-16, pending impending loss, unfortunately, for the Falcons. And flag on the field. Get the call from Brookshire.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That mic is sensitive. You can hear a lot of the stuff on the field.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
still love to have a coach or a player mic'd up.
We have that ability.
It's a dream.
It's just an eventual thing. Falcons on a 1st and 5. Dooley, right side. The catch is incomplete to the Carpenter. Upset
that one's gonna haunt him.
Oh yeah.
That one hurts right there.
Coach Matthew Herrera, in his first season, he went 0-0. So going off of their win-loss record. Remind me, did the Heat get that victory on Saturday when we called it?
Yes.
I've slept since
No. Classical beat the Heat.
Classical beat the Heat, so that makes him 2-2 going up to week 6. 2-3, 2-4, 3-4. So 3-4, looking at going 500 after this game.
Yep.
So incredible for Coach Herrera and what he's been able to do and motivate the Classical Knights in this season. Catch is made, left side catch, and turning on the
What a play by
Jets.
Hasley.
Andrew Hasley to the end zone, touchdown.
Hasley, electric on the play.
And there's you could hear the Falcon bus a little bit in the distance honking from the touchdown there, and we got the replay right for you. Cut across Mangrum, too.
Great job by the young man. Let's get it one more time, Spence.
Just so you can fully analyze it. That's what happens when you don't look at the screen.
Great job by the young man. He is electric. He is a playmaker for sure. Both touchdowns for FCA, if I'm correct.
Yep.
I think he did.
Hasley scored them both. So make that 29-12. Potential to make it 14 here. There is a flag down, and it's intercepted, and you can't return it. You can't return it in high school. I wonder why the whistle always comes late on that when there's an interception.
I don't know, but it gave McKinnon a chance to take a shot at Dooley there.
That's a question, of course. You wonder if the NFHS will make a rule change on that for letting you return it on a touchdown after the NFL's picked that up. But we'll get the call from Brookshire in just a moment. So it's probably rule is no good.
No penalty.
Yep, looks like no penalty called on the field. They're just gonna bring it there. So 29-12. The Falcons get another score on the board, but down by 17. It's still a 3-possession game with 6:35 left to go. .6:35 left to go. Falcons probably going to try an onside kick attempt here. Maybe get a squib kick. They'll kick it just for an onside kick. It doesn't go the full 10 yards. And Classical will have to touch it first. They're just going to have a standoff there. And about at the 45.
They were chatting.
You're just having
making dinner plans.
Uh-huh. We know.
I mean, it's 9:15. Game, get out of here about 9:45. Just got to find somewhere.
You could get Jets on the way home.
There you go, Spencer. Now you're thinking. Oh, I like it. That was beautiful. I might cry. No, that's just the cold.
We'll probably only get out of here. There was a penalty on the receiving team. Looked like, and here and. Yeah, so there's a penalty on the receiving team, and it's still on the 44-yard line. So 6:35, the Classical Knights looking to wrap it up and get a victory for the first time against Franklin Christian in 5 years.
That's a big one. You'll have to mention that to Coach Spencer. Oh, wait. What am I talking about? Oh, that's the post-game show on our Instagram.
But nobody already knows at this point. So 6:35. Handoff to Clay Lott, brought down to the backfield. Beecher just gripping onto his leg and prevented him from getting off, and the ball ruled down by contact.
And Christian thinks they got the ball.
Oh, that sideline fired up, thinking they got a strip there. Let's see if I can get the replay on that. It's likely he was down by contact.
No, Classical's ball.
Well. Yeah, he's down by contact with his elbow. It looks like he was down by contact with his elbow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those close calls you have to make on the field. And at least from that angle, it looked like it was knee down before the ball came out. The ground forced the fumble. And flag in the defensive backfield.
Dead ball. Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And the Knights fans, even though they have an almost sure victory here, they're still not happy with that delay of game.
Perfection, Spencer, perfection.
Unattainable, but desired at the same time.
Yeah. Hasley with both touchdowns tonight.
And speaking of missing perfection, Jonah Rorty, the ball's loose. The Falcons fall on it on the 30.
If you're the Knights, you got to get focused. Oh, there was some jaw jacking.
Oh, some. I think we missed it just a little bit because I was trying to get the replay loaded on
Somebody
that.
said something about somebody's family. Let's just leave it at that.
Let's hope not. Let's certainly hope not.
Let's leave it at that.
We'll get the call from Derek Brookshire and his crew meeting to determine the players. And
I have never seen that many flags fly that fast. It was just. We'll
get the call.
Personal foul. Late hit. 34, defense. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 9, offense.
Turning off his microphone there, so I believe the penalty's offset. And is that waiting for the ruling on that? But I guess
First down.
So the Falcons still keep it with the
ball
fumble.
was turned over.
Yep.
Falcons have the ball and only down 2 scores.
And a timeout called by Classical. Coach Herrera just taking the time to think it over. We still
he's got to get his guys calmed, settled down.
We still have a decent ball game here at Fred Lane Field with 5:19 left. .519 left to go in the Battle of Franklin. Spencer Thompson, James Shannon, proud to bring you every moment of it from Fred Lane Field on 8-Man Extreme. Final time we'll be seeing these teams in 2019. Toss left side, just a little bit overthrown, intended for Hasley. Again, another chance at a touchdown, just overthrown.
Just a little off target there for Dooley, and Hasley kind of looked back at Mangrum. Said, hold on a second. Official was having none of it, though, and a good job from Coach Herrera to manage his guys there. Call timeout, settle him down, say, hey, look, we're up by 2 scores, 5 minutes to go, last game of the season. Gel.
This is the last time that we will be broadcasting for either of these teams in 2019. 2nd and 10, because this is both of them.
It's been a pleasure to be at
Yep.
Freedom Intermediate School, Fred Lane Field. Every time we've come,
Yep.
always a blast. Very hospitable.
Deep toss right side, intended for Davis Carpenter, overthrown again.
Yeah, Dooley's just airing it out right now. He's just taking shots down the field, and
So now 5 minutes left, even. Yeah, Dooley just tossing towards the end zone, but we do have a flag in the backfield. Brookshire just discussing with his crew. Might be something on the offense, and it looks like it's on Classical, at least the motion that we're looking at, but we'll get the call.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, roughing the passer, 34 defense. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 2 defense. First down.
So I guess both penalties are being enforced. So I guess both penalties are being enforced in that regard because one of them might have been after the play, but big opportunity for the Falcons
That's
there.
a big break for the Falcons.
The
And they have to get the chains updated, too.
Rorty has been called a lot for penalties tonight, but Sahlstrand, I believe that's his first or second of the night. 5 minutes left to go, and the Falcons have a golden opportunity to score and try to get back in this ballgame.
They can't. They do. 5 minutes on the dot. And you know where he's going. He's going to his man, number 2.
Hasley out left. Dooley looking for options. He doesn't
Maybe
go
not.
to Hasley. He goes to the right side as the catch made incomplete, intended for Carpenter.
Great break up there by Sahlstrand. Great pass break up.
Excellent coverage by number 12.
Looking for Carpenter.
Dom Beasley.
You would think with it being 21-6 earlier in the game that this was essentially over. But the Falcons
Far from
have
it,
come
sir.
back.
Far
Far
from it.
from it. 4:52 left to go in the game. Now, of course, it comes into question, the Falcons score here. They have to get the onside kick, or they have to hope for another defensive stop or a fumble, which is very possible with the miscommunications that Classical has had in the backfield. But it's really interesting to see how this game has played out and potential for it to get even closer here. Because for the Falcons, it's still a 3-possession game.
No, it's 2.
Dooley, catch made, and
Carpenter's
touchdown,
in.
Carpenter, and the Falcons are back in it.
No, it's 2 possessions, Spencer. It's a 15. No, you're right. My bad. My math is a little off.
Homeschool math, huh?
Oh, okay. All right.
Here's the
Touche.
replay.
Great job, Dooley, finding Carpenter on the backside. A lot of breaks there on that drive for Classical, or for Christian, rather.
Touchdown for the Falcons.
So now an 11-point game. So they score a 2-point conversion here. It's a 9-point difference. So they have to get the ball back twice, or they have to score a safety.
You look
on
at those
Classical.
2-point conversions, the 2 that they
Yep.
missed. Those are huge.
Dooley looking for the option. Catch is made.
Wow.
Inbounds, 2-point conversion is
They
good.
needed just one more of those on those first touchdowns, and
they
we would have a ball game here.
We still have a ball game. 29-20. Knights lead. We'll see if they can finish it out. What was a 21-6 game earlier has turned into a 29-20 clash between the Knights and the Falcons in the Battle of Franklin. And onside kick attempts.
They got it.
No, they didn't.
Oh, boy.
If the player had
Kick
stopped,
went out of bounds.
if he had stopped it from going out of bounds, they would have picked it up. But it looks like it's going to be at about the 47-yard line.
Boy, it was going in guns blazing, though.
Should have just dove for it to prevent it from going out of bounds. I know the field's tough, but a situation like that, it's close.
Well, Spencer had a good one tonight. We got a good one tomorrow. We've mentioned it over and over, but you cannot lower the importance of this game.
Clinching
Two teams.
scenario.
Well, Ezell Harding in their first year of 8-man football, Lancaster in their second. They're both having phenomenal years. A freshman quarterback, a senior quarterback. They're playing for first place in the South tomorrow night.
Winner gets a first-round bye. The loser has to go back to work.
You want to know something interesting about the game? This is the only place you'll see it.
8-man extreme. Right side, Clay Lott taking the rush, and the Falcon defense
rip
trying
the
to
ball
bring
out.
him down. Isaiah Kimbrough bringing him down in the backfield as the clock continues to run down. The question is, how many timeouts do the Falcons have left? And the question
I don't
is,
think a whole lot.
when do you start taking those?
Well, you don't start taking them yet, but I don't think they have any. Maybe one.
I bet you in this situation, whether the Falcons score or not, you really wish you had a field goal kicker.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Maybe they do have one up their sleeve. They just don't use it a
No.
bunch. But right side, Clay Lott trying to force him out of bounds, just shy of the end zone, and clock continues to run. And that'll be about 3rd down and 7.
No, they don't have a kicker.
For a gain of about 4 yards.
Maybe they trained one up in practice this week for this situation. Who knows?
So let's see. Check the helmet schedule. I'm going to tell you what games are going on tomorrow night.
So,
you got Bowling Green Christian Academy hosting the Freedom Cowboys.
first time they've played a Alabama team, and the first time Alabama's played Kentucky in 8-man football since about 2005, I think.
Yeah, 2005. For the record, the Western Kentucky Trailblazers did not play the Freedom Cowboys.
Toss left side. The catch is made by Austin. They bring him down. That's a big stop by Austin Bramblett. That's a big stop to
That's a
make it
grown
4th down.
man tackle by Bramblett.
And timeout called by Franklin Christian with 3:11 left to go. But anyways, with the games, you got a preview of the playoffs.
No. I'm saying I'm going through. Okay.
Oh God.
So you got
All right,
Freedom
fine.
at Bowling Green Christian.
Fine.
You've got Christian Community at Lighthouse Christian.
Divisional matchup.
You've got South Haven Christian at Riverside Christian.
preview of the first
Preview
round.
of next week's first round game. Of course, Lancaster, Ezo Harding. And then you also,
That's
that's
all the
it.
games. Yep.
so 4 big games tomorrow night.
Yep. Because St. Andrew Swanee, their season has ended. Decided not to pick up a game in the final week of the season, and they concluded with it.
The Tennessee Heat and the Tennessee School for the Deaf both played tonight.
Yep.
In case you missed it.
Finish
it's a
up
Heat,
their helmet schedule games
It's a Heat win, 74-72, a big win.
just by a 2-point conversion. Shows how crucial those are going down the stretch.
Exactly.
Well, it's been a cold one here at Fred Lane Field, winding down, but still pretty close as it's dropped down 2 degrees to 45 here.
I love the cold weather because you can bundle up.
3:11 left to go, and 4th down. The Knights will go for it to try and put away the game more. Clay Lobb with a direct snap, and there is a flag in the backfield, though, but Clay Lott is brought down in about the 28-yard
I think you're going to have a
line.
holding call, Spencer.
Might see one there, and we'll get the call in just a moment as that whistle is blown there. There's a timeout.
Holding, 34 offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. Replay 4th down.
Jonah Rourtree called on that.
That's
And
big.
again, the amount of penalties he's been called for tonight, unfortunately, it's just been unlucky breaks for the Knights and a really lucky break for the Falcons.
He has been very penalty-ridden tonight. The young man on senior night just struggling here or there with a couple mistakes. He's got to get them under control. I mean, there's no football after this, but he does have to get them under control here
For the All-Star
if
game.
they're going to win.
Or if he goes to the All-Star
If he gets
game.
invited.
And the Knights will punt it away. And goes down. Nice bounce to about the 21-yard line.
Excellent
And-
kick and bounce.
Nice communication there between Sheets and Lott.
He was like, no, you touch it, you touch it.
He said, you touch it. No, you touch it. Yeah, if you touch it, I got to tackle you. Okay, well, fine. You touch it. Love to see the interaction. So, hey, listen.
What we don't love to see is a Knights player down on the field. Because we got an injury over there.
Hey, listen, voting for the 2019 Chick-fil-A Extreme All-Star Game ends on Saturday night. You can vote as many times as you want until then, but as soon as the voting is over, we will sit down, and that's Judge Mangrum coming off limping. But as soon as the voting's over Sunday, we'll sit down. We will tally the votes. We will take coaches' nominations into perspective. We will add our own opinions, and then we will send out invites, the first round of invites on Monday. So be on the lookout for them.
29-20, Dooley scrambles. Right side pass incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Shaves about 5 seconds off of the game clock.
Just didn't like what he was seeing or ball slipped out. One of the two.
140 ticks left for the Falcons to get a score. Potentially
Some
get
good
another
math, Spencer. I'm very impressed. Kudos.
So now it's 2nd down and 10. How many deep shots do you take on this drive?
All of them. All of them, sir. And you're going to go to either number 5, Davis Carpenter, or number 2, Andrew Hasley.
As Dooley scrambles, slips. Tackle will probably be credited there to the Knights.
Looks like number 13.
Terry Harlow.
Yep. TC Harlow, one of the seniors and son of the AD, brother of Mr. Ray Harlow, who is also on the sidelines, another ex-Knight on the coaching staff.
So 2:11, Falcons take a timeout there. That's likely their last timeout, or they may have one more. I'm shocked that I can somewhat understand it, but you would think they could serve their timeouts for the chance if they get the ball back.
No, I think at this point they're wanting to just kind of look. Ah, man.
What's that?
9 minutes left in the first period. Predators down 2-0 to the Coyotes. Preds on a tear. I need them to win. Well, I don't get a coffee, but, well, a Frosty really won't do any good tomorrow.
Maybe if you're working inside in a hot place.
No, that won't be me tomorrow. So, I already know.
So 2:11.
You know what will be hot is that game we've got tomorrow night.
You
Lancaster
can't promote it
Christian
enough.
hosted. It's a massive football game.
3rd down. Scramble. Dooley shovels it forward to Sheets. Asa Sheets staying on his feet, trying to keep the drive alive for the Falcons and staying inbounds. Gets a decent amount of yards back. They stop the clock. Good awareness to get out of bounds, but it's not enough for a 1st down, so crunch time for the Falcons.
That was extremely creative, though. Dooley in trouble, and he just saw Sheets standing there and just chucked it to him. Sheets able to make something out of nothing, and he did get out of bounds.
I don't know if you could see it in the distance on the camera. You can. You got somebody standing off of the bus for Franklin Christian off of the Falcon 1. On 4th down and 5. Dooley, right side. The catch is made by Carpenter. Gets the 1st down and more. He's got to get out of bounds. Won't do it. 46-yard line. They do stop the clock to place it, but the Falcons have got to get a hurry-up offense play.
You got to get your guys set. You got to get the play in, get your guys set. If you're on the line, you got to just get up there. Get on the ball, get the play.
They got to hurry it up here. Clock continues to run with the placement. That's shaving several seconds off of the clock. About 10 and a flag.
Yep, delay a game.
Just couldn't get it on there. Probably he did turn it on. It's just the signal made him weak.
Well,
the battery
also
died.
with gloves, yeah, that's possible. Also with gloves, it could have been tough to been able to hit the button.
Moved back 5 yards for 1st and 15. Falcons, minute 30 left in the game. Toss right side. The catch is made by Carpenter. Good awareness to get out of bounds. Minute 25.
Well, and didn't even get up to the original line of scrimmage, but did stop the clock.
What you hope for the Falcons here is a big play, maybe a touchdown on this play sooner than later. That way, with the onside kick attempt, you can at least have a reasonable shot at the end zone.
Well, I think you take a shot. I think you take a shot here. See, it changes everything not having a field goal kicker.
Exactly.
You got to take a shot here so you can save time.
And again, that camera shaking because we're on the bleachers. The Knights fans enthusiastic, and another flag.
I think our mic might be dead, Spencer.
Probably is. Said it had full bars before the game, but you know, it's still strong regardless. Batteries are crucial. Dooley, deep toss right side, intended for Carpenter. Catch is made. Can Carpenter get to the end zone? Gets out of bounds at the 12-yard line instead of trying to push through.
Great awareness.
Great awareness on the minute
football,
15.
That is football IQ 101 by the young man.
And you look at this deep
What a
toss
throw
here.
from Dooley to Carpenter, though. On the money.
Here comes the money.
And I told you, as soon as you start airing it out, you spread that classical defense around. Now Dooley has time to make his throws. And just a great throw from the sophomore. They've got a future in the young man.
And again, the first and 10 in the red zone. Falcons trying to get something going. Toss, right side, incomplete.
Yep, dump it off. Still got a minute 11.
Shaved 4 seconds off of the clock with that play.
Franklin Christian at 29-6 was not going away at all.
They know it's the last game of the season. They're giving it their all, especially in the Battle of Franklin. They've won it 5 years in a row, looking to go for 6. Or is it 4 years? 4
No,
years
it's
in a row?
5.
5 years in a row, looking to go for 6. But, of course, they have to get the score, and they have to recover the onside kick and then take some shots. Timeout called by Franklin Christian. Okay, so that's their last timeout of the half. Could be crucial for them going down the stretch, but a minute 11 in the fourth.
Watching.
Thanks to all 19 of you watching. An intense game finishing up here in Franklin. Can the Falcons get a score here? Dooley looking for the pass. Can't find it again. Incomplete.
Good job by the young man. Almost the exact same play. Just could not find what he was looking for. Get rid of the football. Avoid a sack or a fumble or an interception. Smartest thing you can do.
It's tough because with 63 seconds left, this is basically a play you have to get a touchdown on here to give you enough reasonable time to recover the onside kick.
Exactly.
So a touchdown here is crucial. On 3rd down and 9. It seems like it's been forever since I've had that feeling where my toes start going numb.
Oh, that mine went numb a long time ago.
3rd down. Toss left side, Carpenter. Carpenter has got to get out of bounds. Keeps in bounds, stop for forward
they gotta
progress.
Hurry. They got to
hurry here. About 50
Especially
seconds
out of
left.
timeouts. And I don't think they're – doesn't look like they're hurrying.
Dooley is trying to get the play going. 40 seconds left on the clock. They're trying to get the snap off. 35 seconds left. Ball snap. Dooley under pressure. Toss. Sheets.
What a stiff arm.
Stiff arm, but it's not going to matter. The Knights are going to win it.
He just put that young man on the ground. What a stiff arm.
And that stiff arm, fantastic, and just not enough for the Falcons to get it. The Knights are going to win the Battle of Franklin for the first time in 5 years.
It was great effort there by Sheets, just not enough.
And the time for victory formation is now. Knights can celebrate after everything that they've had after everything that they've gone through with this game and all the hardships and everything. That's gonna wrap it up here in Franklin. For the first time in 5 years, the Franklin Classical School Knights win the Battle of Franklin. Head to Instagram for the post-game show live. We'll get the post-game huddle, and we will get an interview with the victorious coach, Matthew Herrera, and the final seconds wind down on the clock. 29-20 the final score. The Knights get it done. Thank you for tuning in to thekingdom.com. Extreme Game of the Week. Post game is on Instagram Live.
See ya!